Hey guys, just doing a little bit of mining today ahead of our newest case study. I got some really great stuff out of here. Mining is a heavy user of water, and RO elements are a common solution to dewatering, making the makeup water, and many aspects of the mining process. Today, we're going to talk to you about a specific installation that Aqua Membranes used its printed spacer technology with Osmoflo. More to come in the conversation. Check out the full case study in the link below. And in the meantime, go find yourself some pure minerals. Thanks. Bye. Hello. Well, we're right into the episode. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching today. Before I go too far into an episode, I want to introduce George. It's Britton's Jones?
Britton Jones, yeah.
Britton Jones.
That's
okay,
it.
good. I just want to make sure I didn't pronounce it wrong. So yeah, before we talk about too much, I just want to introduce yourself, your role at Osmoflo, talk a bit about what you do.
Yep, so I'm a senior process engineer at Osmoflo in Australia. Osmoflo is one of the major desalination companies within Australia and operate a lot of plants. And I've been with the company for about 7 years now, or just about 7 years. So I started as a graduate engineer, spent a lot of time in our innovation team, piloting and bench scale testing different membranes, any kind of new product, pumps, energy recovery, and just new techniques and ways to treat water. So anything new and exciting like Aqua Membranes, I've been interested in.
Awesome. Yeah, no, and certainly you've been a big help as we work through the process with us, and a lot of experience, it seems like, with new technology for sure. So whenever we first met Aqua Membranes, Osmoflo, I don't know if you were the first person to meet or maybe it came across your desk in an email after a conference, but what brought the attention of the technology to Osmoflo in general and to you guys, and what made it interesting to Osmoflo, and what makes Osmoflo interested in new technologies and like an early adopter?
Well, what makes Aqua Membranes interesting, I guess, is it's a new thing that no one else is really doing. But for Osmoflo particularly, we've been around for 30 years, a lot of difficult brackish water in Australia. So treating a lot of difficult scaling and scaling potential systems in remote places where it's just difficult water to treat. So we've been pushing the limits of RO as much as we can, really, and looking for better ways to do that. We have our brine squeezer process, Osmoflo brine squeezer, which is kind of a high pressure RO system with high cross flow. Often we clean frequently, even sometimes have abbreviated membrane life that we can still justify because our clients just need more recovery. One of our former CTO was in the US and came across it at a conference some years ago. So we've been kind of had our eye on it for quite a while. And it's just a really kind of exciting prospect to do something different and totally improve RO in general.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we get a lot from customers is they're like, yeah, it's something that nobody else has done before. And do you think it seems like Osmoflo does that not only with Aqua Membranes, but things like ceramic membranes? I've seen some stuff on, because a lot of companies we've seen just don't want to take on new stuff. Is that a challenge? Is that something that you guys pride yourselves on?
Well, definitely finding the right applications as well. There's all kinds of new technology, but it doesn't always work for every single case. So you want to give new technology the best chance of success, I suppose. Find the right application for it. Even with Aqua Membranes, the first batch we ordered, we intended to put it in a pilot system where we thought it would be really promising, but that pilot was actually abbreviated and the client wanted to get the pilot system off site. So we ended up with the membranes there, never actually testing them. They got sent back to our workshop and we had to find another site for them. So it's certainly a challenge, because the other thing is you want to test out these technologies as soon as you can and develop your understanding.
And it's very interesting. Like I find it unique that, like, yeah, we sent them and you guys were like putting them in a pilot system pretty quick, and you guys are kind of leading the way. Sometimes it feels like whenever we're a new company, we kind of have to lead companies. It was definitely really good to see you guys test them so quick. And then when it came to piloting at AdChem, after the initial evaluation, as you said, you wanted the best chance of success. This was kind of an interesting location.
why did you guys pick this site, and why did you think it would bring the best results?
Well, I think AdChem was kind of chosen out of necessity because it was a site we have where the ROs never really achieved what the client was hoping for. So they have 5 stages of RO. The initial system's a 4-stage system where they were hoping for 90% recovery.
Mhm.
The final 5th stage is actually an add-on plant that is essentially compensating for the 4 stages not achieving what was originally hoped for. So
Mhm.
the 4 stages achieve 85% recovery. The concentrate flow gets down to around 3 meters cubed per hour, which is below recommended concentrate flows. So it's kind of breaking the rules of RO already. And the water's extremely variable, and there's been all kinds of foulants over the years. Really strange things, biofouling, silver compounds on the membranes. So yeah, it's a challenging system. And the reason we didn't put them in the 5th stage is because it's a smaller system and it's run in a batch mode where it's not on all the time. So it's just a client where we're constantly trying to minimize that brine stream. The brine gets sent to evaporation lagoons. Not to mention that water is quite unusual. It's got a lot of ammonia. It's a used process water, so there's a lot of copper in it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a case where I suppose it's been around for a long time and it's kind of deviated from the presumed design in the first case.
Yeah.
But the client always has a need for some kind of improvement. So when we had those aqua membranes in hand, we had AdChem as a fairly obvious opportunity to test them.
Yeah, and I think it was, whenever I first heard of the site, I had to wrap my head around kind of like what it was. The team was asking questions to, I think it was the salesman at and engineer at the time that were working with you. And we're like, we were very confused about what type of water, where it was going, because it's just it's different. But whenever we got the results back from you guys, we were, they seem to really, this printed spacers seem to kind of grow an opportunity there for improvement on the system in that 4th stage. Can you tell a little bit about, were you guys surprised about the results, or was it just kind of like, this makes sense, we think this is going to work?
We weren't really sure, but we thought it was just, a great opportunity to test them immediately. And the membrane life there in that 4th stage where we installed them was typically 3 to 6 months using high quality membranes. So it was always the possibility that we'd get a similar result with that variable water.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't necessarily reflect poorly on the product. We might have to try it somewhere else and find a different application.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that's not what happened at all. And those membranes are still running perfectly well after 11 months, going into 12. So it's clear that we're getting longer membrane life. It's been a curious application and a bit challenging to analyze when they're just in one section of a 4-stage system. The other 3 stages still force us to clean every once in a while, whereas the aqua membranes don't really show any signs of needing a clean. So yeah, and it's not instrumented so that 4th stage is kind of the perfect test rig. But it's still clear after 11 or 12 months. We're getting higher fluxes. We've raised the recovery to 90%. So we finally achieved what the client was always after many years. Yeah, the product's really showing great signs.
Awesome. There's always best use cases when you have a product like ours. We want to push the limits, but you're always a little bit scared when you're going to push limits in places like this, because it's very easy for people to, if it didn't work perfectly, to go, it doesn't work at all. But it hasn't been that way, and it's been really great to partner with you guys at this site, and now hopefully in some more locations as well, to be able to really see the benefit. And so it's been a great experience.
No, it's been really good fun, and I can't wait to see what they do in other applications as well.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, thanks, George. I appreciate your time. Short talk, but it's been really good to talk to you about the installation.
No problem. Just keep the membranes coming, and like I said, there's plenty of applications to come.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.